My name is Arthur. I am 75 years old. All my life I worked with my hands. I was a carpenter. I built tables, chairs, and strong roofs for families. I loved the smell of wood and the feeling of making something useful. But when my wife died and my eyes grew weak, I could not work anymore. I lost my small house. I had nowhere to go. My son, Robert, said, "Come live with us, Dad." Robert was a successful architect. He lived in a big, modern house with his wife, Sarah. Their house was full of glass and steel. It was beautiful, but it was cold. There was no wood. There was no warmth. I moved into a small room downstairs. I tried to be quiet. I tried to be invisible. But I wanted to be useful. One day I saw a broken chair in the living room. I can fix this, I thought. I took out my old tools. I worked all afternoon. When Robert came home, I showed him the chair. I was proud. But Robert frowned. "Dad, we don't fix old things," he said. "We buy new ones." He threw the chair in the trash. I felt foolish. Sarah was even harder to please. She did not like my old clothes or my slow walk. She said I made the house look messy. One evening, I carved a small wooden horse for her. It was a gift to say thank you. She looked at it like it was a piece of garbage. "It is nice," she said coldly, and put it in a drawer. I never saw it again. Days turned into months. The silence in the house grew louder. They stopped talking to me at dinner. They stopped asking how I was. I was a ghost in their perfect glass house. Then, one rainy Tuesday, Robert came to my room. He was smiling, but his eyes were not happy. "Dad," he said, "Sarah and I have found a nice place for you to visit. A friend's house. You will like it there." I packed my small suitcase. I also took my toolbox. I never went anywhere without my tools. We drove for an hour in the rain. Robert did not speak. Finally, he stopped the car in front of a gray old building. It looked like a shelter, not a friend's house. "Wait here, Dad," he said. "I will park the car." I got out. I stood in the rain. Robert drove away. I waited for 10 minutes, then 20. He did not come back. I realized the truth. My son had thrown me away, just like the broken chair. I walked into the building. It was a homeless shelter. It was noisy, dirty, and crowded. People were shouting. The air smelled of old food. I sat in a corner, holding my toolbox tight. I was afraid. I thought, this is the end. I will die here, alone. The next morning, I saw a broken window in the shelter. The cold wind was blowing in. People were shivering. The manager was shouting on the phone, "We have no money for repairs." I stood up. My legs were stiff, but my hands remembered what to do. I walked to the window. I took out my hammer and nails. I fixed the window. The room became warm. The people stopped shivering. The manager looked at me in surprise. "You know how to fix things?" he asked. "I'm a carpenter," I said. That day, I fixed a table. The next day, I fixed the front door. The people in the shelter started to talk to me. "Thank you, Arthur," they said. They gave me extra coffee. They smiled at me. I was not a ghost anymore. I was Arthur, the carpenter. I made friends with a man named Joe who liked to tell jokes. I helped a young woman named Maria fix her baby's crib. I felt useful again. I realized that family is not just blood. Family is the people who value you. 6 months passed. One day, a fancy car stopped outside. It was Robert. He walked in looking at his expensive watch. He saw me teaching a young boy how to carve wood. He looked shocked. "Dad?" he said. I came to see if you are okay." I looked at my son. I did not feel angry. I just felt pity. He lived in a glass house, cold and empty. I lived here, surrounded by warmth. "I am home, Robert," I said gently. "You can go." And I went back to my work.
Sometimes the things we throw away are the most valuable. Arthur found his purpose where he was needed, not where he was unwanted. Never let anyone make you feel useless. You have value.